Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and today we are on another 25 PED Barbarella hunt. I have fully set up, so I've got all three of the purchased amps. Last time we lost 8 PED 70. We're going to see if we can do better this time. 50-50 shot, I think. We're just kind of trying to come up with like a baseline expectation for this weapon, which in a perfect world would take 100 iterations, but I'm not going to make you watch 100 videos of me doing exactly 25 PED Barbarella runs on this one mob to verify. But what I will do is I'm going to do, say, 3 hunts with the Barbarella to come up with a working average. And I'm going to throw the 3 amps on Book Spare Rifle, and I'm going to do the same thing with Book Spare Rifle. And we'll come up with an idea for that. And then after that, we'll see what happens, because that's going to take us another 3 weeks to get through. So that is what we're doing today. But before we get too deep in, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Please take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, 1 subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider going to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. If you do, you get access to exclusive patrons-only videos, where I talk about not only Entropia Universe, but I also talk about the integration of Entropia Universe in real life and where the crossover is, and how the things you learn in Entropia can affect your real finances if you know how to apply them. On top of that, you also get copies of the Modern Entropian and Personal Finance for Gamers as my thank you for being patrons. And as always, you'd be added to the list of credits at the end of every episode and live stream. So, all right, so I was looking at past content, and I know that I've actually gotten a lot of good comments over the course of the last couple of weeks. And a couple of them, like, you expect a few of them. I've got a couple, Entropia is a scam ones. Had a troll complain that the information I was giving wasn't any good, which the information I was giving was from 2 years ago, so at the time it might have been good. Might not be good anymore. It's called rebalancing. And I could have been wrong, because I am human. But I feel like I have to say this every once in a while, because no matter how long we play the game, and I know that one of my subscribers, one of my regular live stream viewers, in fact, came in and said, oh, look, it's another troll thing about how Entropia is a scam. Entropia is not a scam, okay? If you walk into the game expecting to just make money off of Mindark, then you've got the wrong mindset. And this is the thing I think most people suffer from. And I'll admit, to a certain extent, I suffered from it too early on. I totally thought I'd just come in here and make like wads of, two stacks, wads of cash, which is not how it works. Now, I do treat the game like it's a job, because in a lot of ways it is a job. I produce all the content. That is for all intents and purposes a job. I work at it. I build my skills up. And usually while I'm doing it, I'm doing other things. Sometimes I'll watch something for entertainment. Sometimes I'll watch something for learning. For instance, I have spent a lot of time over the last few weeks watching an educational module while taking notes while hunting. Because hunting doesn't take a lot of extra brain power if you know what you're doing, especially when there's such, I'm hunting Kafaz, and I'm wearing Torellian armor, It doesn't take a huge amount of effort and energy to pay attention to this, just enough to make it work. But what people expect to do is come in here and make money hand over fist, or even if they're not making money hand over fist, to not have to work at it. And that's not how life works. And this is something that has long been a thorn in my craw. No, not all money has to come through hard work. Okay? You've got hard-earned dollars and you've got easy money. Hard-earned dollars are the things you go out there and you labor all day and you make your hard-earned dollars. And there are a lot of people who do that. And guess what? There is zero wrong with that. Okay? There is nothing wrong with that. I come from a blue-collar background. For those of you who don't know me, you see some of my videos, I'm dressed in a really nice suit. It's actually an off-the-rack from JCPenney. God rest that company's soul. Not that I had one, but it's an off-the-rack from JCPenney or Kohl's. Okay? Not super expensive. You just have to know how to make it look good. You know, I wear the suit. But on weekends, I'm in t-shirt and jeans and I'm splitting wood. Or I'm on a tractor. During the winter, I help plow. You know, I can turn a wrench, although I'm not great with engines, but when it comes to other things, like I've built a lean-to. We've got a shipping container in my backyard. We built a lean-to off the back of for more storage, okay? So I'm not from some highfalutin white-collar background. What's important is that I see where hard work, you know, so therefore the hardworking dollars, I get it because I've done it. I've done landscaping. I've done grocery. I was a third generation grocer, as many of you know. And then I moved into finance. I began to understand the difference between hard-earned dollars and easy money. Easy money isn't easy. It just means that you're not, you know, ruining your body to get it. You're still working. And that's what this is. You want to make money in this and not spend a dime? You can do the serial overdrive route, although he has commented recently if he had to go back and start over, he would not do it again. I don't blame him. He'd probably do what I did and deposit, but you can come in here and you can grind the hard grind. You can join the group at Club Royal or the groups that are forming here on Toulon or on Monria. Or you can go to Cyrene and Swunt Panleons. Okay, I've done it. You can do that, and you can make money that way, and never spend a dime on your EU account, and just do the hard grind, and it will take you a damned long time. Okay? Don't think it won't, because it will. You're trading time for dollars. So it depends on what time you want to trade and what dollars you're looking to get. But that doesn't make it a scam. Because if you dump $10 in and you buy 100 PED worth of ammo and you burn 100 PED worth of ammo and you don't get 100 PED back, that's not a scam. Because the PED's going into your skills. It goes into keeping the servers on. Okay? Mindark has light bills to pay. They got taxes to pay. They got developers to pay. You know? I don't know why people think you can just create stuff in a vacuum. We haven't invented replicators yet. It's not the way it works. And the thing is the majority of EU players know this. And it's the whiners that give everyone else a bad reputation. So if you come in here and you expect to just make wads, okay, without having to put a lot of effort in, find a different game. Because there are two things you can do. You can either put in a lot of time and you can grind it and you can sweat things. You know, you don't have to put out your own perspiration. You just have to use the time. You know, you can set yourself up in a sweat circle and, I don't know, watch Star Trek or The Expanse or whatever it is you watch. I have done that, okay? Or do it while you're in, well, don't do it if you're in a traditional college class. But, like, if you're studying, put your avatar in a sweat circle and just keep, like, half an eye on it. And when a mob runs dry, turret it and move to another mob. You know, you can do that at Club Royal. It's damned easy. I mean, shit, people put their tunes there, their avatars. They set it to auto grind and they leave, which is why every once in a while you have, you know, people who sweat there that grab a bunch of berry clad and train them through, and then all the people who are actually there run to the turret and all the bots die. It's actually quite amusing. You know, alternatively, deposit your PED, do your hunting, do your mining, Sell your loots at markup or even to the TT if you're lazy or you're not patient. You know, if you're kind of like me, I tend to be a bit impatient. Or if you're running really short. And then with the PED you make off of the loot, buy deeds, buy shares. They generate PED. Look at that. That's easy money. That's what I mean by easy money. It's easy money. I invested it. Now, please keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. Entropia Universe is a video game, not an investment vehicle. At least not in the traditional sense that we think of in the United States. So please keep that all in mind. That's my standard disclosure. FINRA, don't arrest me. So yeah, those are your options. And over time, no matter which way you'll do it, you'll end up in the same place. It just depends on how many years it'll take. Obviously, it's going to be faster if you depot. And the more you depot, the faster it gets. The more you depot, the higher the risk. And that's something you have to think of too. Everything in life comes with risk. And this is something a lot of people don't get. Everything in life comes with risk. Absolutely everything. Walking out your front door and going to work every day has an element of risk. Every time my son gets on the bus and goes to school, there's an element of risk. I don't know if some idiot's going to crash into the bus and end up killing everyone on board. Now, is it likely? No. Especially not in my small-ass town. Not in the early morning. Late on a Friday night, yeah, then I'd be a little more concerned, but not in the early morning. Everything carries an element of risk. Entropia Universe carries an element of risk. When you're like, well, there's no element of risk if I play STO, that's Star Trek Online, for those of you not, or if I play WoW, or sure there is. What are you risking? Well, you're risking the $15 a month you put into it. Okay, so STO is free, but you're risking the money you're putting into it and not getting any form of good return on shitty storytelling. Wow. Or, you know, you show up for a raid that no one else shows up to, or you can't get enough people and you end up wasting your afternoon. Think about the value of your time. You're still spending money doing it. It's just a different type of currency. Time is money. The goblins say it in WoW all the time. Time is money. Well, guess what, kids? That's true. You're risking the time you spend. What do you value most? I value my time more than anything else in the world. Because how I spend my time is my greatest currency. I spend time with my son. Okay? That is time well spent. I can never get those hours back. I can never get that time back, with him or otherwise. And those hours in particular are valuable because there is a limit to that number of hours I can spend with him, especially now. You know, he's 13. He's growing up. And throughout his childhood, I lost a lot of hours due to my job. So that is valuable time. The time I spend recording these videos is spent time. Now, what you value your time at is up to you. And you may think you don't make enough at your job or you make a ridiculous amount of money at your job. Well, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a rat's ass bit of difference. What matters is what time are you risking for the activity you're doing. It's still a risk. It is still a risk. Every month, I depot into the game, taking the risk that at the end, I'll have nothing for it. Twice a week, I produce these videos. That's time spent. That's PED spent in game. And the hope that I can get the subscriptions to monetize, to hope that I can get the patrons to help me out, which I have. And I'm very thankful for it. But that was a risk. Life is risk. Life is risk. And if you're not willing to risk, this game of all games is the wrong game to play. Because this game mirrors real life. So it's not a scam. You just have to understand where it's coming from. Jesus Christ, sorry about the soapbox there. That wasn't my intention for the night. It seriously wasn't. Wow. There was one other thing I wanted to touch on. And I gotta say, I'm loving the comments I'm getting. Even if I don't necessarily agree with you, I love the comments. Don Adams said, as long as they're UL, I mentioned bringing fishing into it, and I was on Discord today, and I was able to chat with one of the devs from Mind Arc, and I said, hey, are you bringing in fishing? And they said no. Because, so this releases on Wednesday. On Tuesday, they've got a version update coming out. So on Sunday's video, I will be doing a version update review, assuming I can get through all the patch notes. I'll go through the patch notes. I'll be doing another 25 pet hunt. So that's planned. So yeah. That should be good. Where is it? Oh, so Master Devil had commented 4 days ago that, because I had spoken about how Planet Partners, you know, virtual sense is becoming pretty much the leading Planet Partner, and in a lot of ways they're actually clobbering Mind Arc generally, let alone the other Planet Partners. And he mentioned that they're doing fuck all. The other Planet Partners are, and it's like, well, yes and no. I think Rocktropia has been mothballed for a while. It's still there. It's still as active as any passive planet can be. It's like Next Island was about a year and a half ago. Okay. Speaking of which, Rocktropia is still the only planet I have not spent any real time on. And I really should. And I recognize that. And now that I found out there's a few interesting things on Rocktropia, that might be coming. That might be coming. Because I usually visit Cyrene after migration. And I think that Mind Arc figured out the problems they made with migration 2 years ago, because last year seemed to be okay. We'll see what happens. I may not participate in migration, even though it's like one of my favorite events. We'll see what happens. I might go gung-ho into migration just like I used to in previous years. I miss migration. That's a fun event. But I think that, like, I've been on Toulon for a long time. I've been here since January. I've been trying to get those pages, which, of course, I'm hunting a really low-level mob. It's not surprising I haven't gotten a page, but it can drop off of anything from what I understand. And I'm trying to get these codex missions pulled out. But from what I understand on Rocktropia, there's a certain mission where it drops, where you can pick up a lot of stamina. And I'm a guy who likes to tank. I'm a tank person. Like, every chance I get stamina. And I was elated when Meta came out and I was able to jack my stamina from 1 to 15. It made a huge difference. My health has gone relatively through the roof. My aim is to get over 350 hit points as my qualification for Uber. So I actually got... This is something that I actually figured out. Not figured out. This is something I found. And it's what they consider to be an Uber. And let me just locate it real quick. So this is on the Entropia Universe Discord. And it's qualification to be a verified Uber in Entropia Universe. Give me just a second. It's under role requests. So if you go into the Entropia Universe Discord, which is basically administered by Titans of Space, but all the devs go there. So, for instance, your standard roles, you've got members, which is everyone. Then if you've been in EU for more than a year, you can become adjusted. Improved is 5 years, modified is 10 years, augmented is 15, and perfected is 20, which no people will be eligible for that until 2023. So 2 more years, we're going to have another big celebration like we had for the 15 year. I am fucking looking forward to it. Or was it 16? Hang on. No, it was 15. Okay. Yep, it was 15. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for 20 year. That's going to be a blast. That's in 2023. But a verified Uber, okay, is anyone with one of the following criteria. In-game level 100 plus for any one hit skill. Which means I should really be grinding my sword out instead of this freaking gun, but what the hell. Or 450,000 total skill points. So if we pull up skill points, go to all categories. I have 128. I'm nowhere close. Nowhere close. Or 350 HP or more. And then verified by an admin or a mod. That is a verified Uber. And I think that's a really good marker. I do. I think that is a great way to mark it out. It's like at that point, you're Uber. Well, you know what? If I can be the tank Uber, I'm all for being the tank Uber. I'm a long way away, but I want to make it. Okay, this is what we would call close enough. I could probably hunt 1 or 2 more, but I'd be getting dangerously close to screwing up. So let's... Because if we run out of ammo, we run out of ammo. We're effed. Well, no, because I could always recycle, but who wants to do that? So we'll head back. After this tonight, I think I might actually be making a run to Calypso. A couple of things I want to... Like, I need to get my Laconian sword back. Which actually might be in storage on Cyrene. Might be a long night of just space flights. Just to visit all my fucking storage terminals. Because the Laconian sword is good efficiency relative to some of its competitive or competing sword types. I mean, I guess in theory I could just pick up like an LB10. But it's nowhere near as efficient. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'll figure it out. Okay, so let's start with revenue. $18.01. Actually not bad. I'm kind of impressed. And then how much do we have left for ammo? 1.5. So 19.51 out of 25. We're looking at about 5.5 down. So actually, before we do that, let's convert that back to ammo because that 101 matters. So 10.19 plus whatever this yonder is, 9.41. So 1960. So we're down 5.4. And then we're going to subtract 1.27 for a total net revenue of 18.33. Subtract 25. So we're down 6.67. So, oops. So you got 870 the last time, 6.67 this time. We're going in the right direction, and we got all the skills. I'd say that's probably breaking even-ish once you account for markup and all the skill increases. Yeah, we decayed some actual PED, but keep in mind that you still get skill points. So I'm actually satisfied with that return. Tell me what you think. Hopefully I didn't get too preachy halfway through. I'm sorry if I did. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. And as always, I appreciate the support. Big shout out to my patrons, Red Crypto Knight, Jay Lambertson, Spectrum 3900, and Citizen 30 for all of your support, and we will see you in the next one.